welcome back to another YouTube video. So for today's YouTube video, I'm sure you guys can read the caption, but I completed 2 things off of my 2025 bingo chart. Those 2 things though are basically the same thing, so I'm so sorry. So the 2 things that I completed were read 5 books and read 10 books. Now I'm not gonna lie, I feel like this was too easy. When I was making my bingo chart, I wasn't really in a reading phase, I guess, so I assumed that this would be a lot harder, and like I knew that I could do it. I knew that I would read 10 books, but I just didn't think it would happen this quickly. We're like not even halfway through the year and I've already completed it. I thought that I would be reading like a book a month, if I'm not gonna lie. And then the whole read 5 books, I'm like, that is such an obvious cop out. I'm so sorry. But I was running out of ideas when I was doing it, and so I was just like, okay, read 5 books. Okay, call it a day. Anyways, I made a little Google Doc filled with all the books that I read, and then I rated them like 1 through 5 stars, and I kind of ranted about them, I guess. So let me go through some of these books with you. Okay, well, that's actually a lie. I'm probably just gonna go through like 1 or 2 with you guys. I'm not gonna go through all the books because I don't think I want to put what I read out there into the world. This is a no judgment zone, but okay, this is making it sound like I read psycho books. They're really not that bad. I'm okay. So, alright, so the first book that I completed was Wicked Air by Mila Khan on January 14th. But I don't remember anything about it. Like, nothing comes to mind when I think about Wicked Air. I don't know. I wrote, I gave it a 3 stars. I said it was good. I said that I liked the dark romance, and everything about this book was chef kisses, but the only thing I didn't like was the cliffhanger ending. I did try to read the next book, but it just didn't catch my attention enough. That's all I wrote. Like, okay, go ahead and give me nothing to work on. Like, thank you so much. The next book that I read was Caught by the Kingpin by Evie Rose. I finished this book on February 8th, 2025. I gave it a 4 stars. I said it was short and cute. Again, I don't remember anything about this book. I'm like trying to think, and I'm like, no, I don't know. I have no idea what's going on. I said, honestly, I don't know if it should be ranked this high because it was pretty short, but I liked it. I love the main dude, and I love the relationship, and I like that nothing too dramatic happens. Like, okay, thanks a lot. Okay, you know, maybe I'll just go through it all and I'll just read what I said, because I think there's one book in particular that I'm probably gonna rant way more about. The third book I finished was The Sinner. Oh yeah, The Sinner by Chantal Winters. I also finished this on February 8th, 2025. I gave it a 2 stars, and I just put ... I do remember this book, and it is insane. So I do stand by what I rated it. First of all, okay, this is what I said. First of all, this whole series is crazy as honk, but this one in particular had me slapping myself, face palming, choking myself, and wanting to drop the book. Why are all the main girls' lives so ducked up? And this one definitely had it the worst. And then they are now step/half siblings because their ducked up parents decided to sleep together. Give me a freaking bridge to jump off of. I remember this book, and this book literally had me traumatized. Like, I think this was either the 3rd or 4th book in this series. I can't really remember, but I just remember thinking, oh my god. If you don't know this series, it's like actually I don't even know what the series is called, but the whole series, like, yes, all the main girls in their respective books do have a pretty ducked up family life, and I feel like that's because I don't know why they do, but they do. But definitely the main girl of The Sinner, oh my god. Yeah. The next book I read is Carnage by Chantal Winters. I think this is the following book of the series. I finished reading it on February 9th. I gave it 3 stars, and I said, okay. I said, this one is my second favorite book of the series, but it's okay. I like the main dude. He was cute, but this one kind of had me so confused. There are so many twists and turns, and low-key, I was so confused if any of these twists even had resolutions or not. Maybe I wasn't reading or something, but at least the main couple is cute and his friends are too. Okay, that's really great. Like that's really great. Like that's such an amazing review. And this is why I don't post any of my reviews. Take my reviews with a grain of salt because I feel like my stars have like no meaning to them. And whenever I'm ranting, I'm like just ranting, okay? I'm just ranting. Go read the book. Like you'll probably like the book. I don't know. Okay, so the fifth book I read was The Wrong Play by C.R. Jane. Finished it on March 24th, 2025. I gave it a 2 stars and I said boring. Okay, well, let's see what I had to say and let's see if I still agree with this rating. I said, I really thought I would like this, but I feel like the more books that get added to this series and the Pucking series, the more it gets lazier, the more lazier and lazier it gets. Where's the pulling away? Where's her realizing he's been fucking up things in her life? And then her getting rightfully mad and having him do a little bit of groveling. I love the first book ever, Monroe and Lincoln. They're so cute, and when she found out of him fucking up her life, she definitely at least tried to ignore him and distance herself from him. Like he had to kind of work for her back. And this book just felt lazy. Honestly, I feel like it doesn't deserve a 2 stars. Like, maybe that was a little too harsh. I don't know, I feel like comparing all the other books to the first ever book, I'm like, the first ever book will never be topped. The 6th book that I finished was Into Ruin by S. Mastery. I finished it on April 9th. I gave it a 1 star. Oh my gosh. And I just said, what the fuck? Alright, now here's my little rant. First of all, I don't know why he was tripping so bad. I don't think she wants her brother to know she slept with his best friend, for one. And 2, she doesn't give a duck about you. And making a beep account for her was just low. And ends on a cliffhanger. Okay, I didn't know that it ends on a cliffhanger when I was reading the book. But I went back and I looked at the description, and she does say that it ends, or they do say, the author does say that it ends on a cliffhanger. So I should have just looked closely and I never would have picked up this book. But yeah, okay. Honestly, I can't remember too much about this book, but I do, I don't even think that they slept together the first time. I think I think they did something smaller than that. And when he found out that that was his best friend's sister, he was like freaking out and being like, oh my god, she's gonna go tell her brother and her brother's gonna mess up my whole hockey career and all this stuff. And I was just like, I don't think she will. And I feel like he was just like messing with her for no reason. Like, I mean, obviously I feel like after a while he like actually fell in love with her and that's why he was messing with her. But before that I was like, oh my god, why are you tripping so bad? It's really not that big of a deal. At the end, I think like she ends up killing her stalker, and then he comes and he's like, oh my gosh, like I can cover up for you, but you just have to leave and never contact your brother again. Like you have to leave, like go away. And so she's like, oh my god, yeah, and leaves. And that's where it ended. Anyways, number 7, I finished That's Too Fucking Bad by Kate Olivia on April 10th, 2025. Also, I don't have any physical copies of this book because I just buy them and then I read them on Kindle. So, just wanted to put that out there. Probably. I gave it a 3 stars. I said, okay. This is the book I want to rant about, and I don't know if I'm going to come back to it or if I'm just gonna... Let me just read this to you guys, and then I'll come back to this book after I finish telling you guys about the other books I read. So I said, I like the book, but I just hate the main girl sometimes. Like, you're cheating on your boyfriend with someone else, and you're mad that he's breaking up with you. He already noticed you checked out. He's honestly doing you a favor. And she goes through her own issues, like, why are you crashing out so bad? It's so annoying when she acts like that. And then when her ex-boyfriend comes back to give her money, she gets mad that he broke up with her for money from the main dude. Like, bleep. Yes, maybe it was fucked up, but he's poor. And did you forget that you were cheating on him? Who cares if he left you for money? I would too, the fuck. And thank God he hit her with some sense. This is a quote. I felt you pulling away. I don't even want to ask if you were cheating on me with him. Like, yes, clock that hoe. I'm also writing for him so badly because he was actually a really good boyfriend and a good guy in general. Now, I'm going to come back to this book, so I'm not going to say too much here. I'm going to come back to it. The 8th book that I finished was Filthy Savage by Lillian Harris. I finished it on April 22nd. I gave it 2 stars. I can't remember what this one's about. I'm not going to lie to you, even though I just finished it. And that's concerning. Oh my god, I do remember what this one's about. Okay, I said, And now for the rant. I hated all of the time skipping, like, holy shit. A review said there was no plot and it was like middle school writing, and I didn't think too much about it at first, but literally no plot whatsoever. So basically, I think in this book, she sleeps with him and then she ends up running away, and then there's like leaving him the next morning, and then there's just like all these time skips where it's like 6 months, 2 months, 4 months, 4 years later. I think and then she gets pregnant after she sleeps with him. So then now she has like I don't know, like 2-year-old kid or something like that. And then that's whenever he finds her again, and then he forces her back. What I mean by no plot in middle school writing was, I feel like nothing was like, it wasn't like subtle introduction of, oh, here's where there's gonna be a problem. Like, it wasn't like, it wasn't like, oh, in the beginning of the book, let me introduce this one little thing that's gonna become a bigger thing later. Like, it was none of that. I don't know, there's like so many of those like little, like, here's a problem and she needs to go solve it, and here's this and they solved it. Like, I don't know, it was just annoying, in my opinion. So the 9th book I finished was Barbarian Lover by Ruby Dixon. I finished it on April 23rd, 2025. The last book is also another book by Ruby Dixon, and these 2 books are relatively pretty short. I feel like they're like less than 200 pages, and so I was kind of hesitant to put them in here because I feel like that was a little bit cheating because they're shorter compared to the other books. But my sister was like, no, you should do it anyways. The last 2 books are a part of the series, like the Ice Planet series by Ruby Dixon. And so I feel like I'm not gonna go too much into depth with them because I feel like to understand these 2 books, you're gonna have to understand the whole world, and I don't want to go into that. So Barbarian Lover, I gave it a 5 out of 5 stars. My favorite couple so far. So I think there's like 21 books in this series, and I'm pretty sure that each book covers like a different couple. But anyways, my favorite couple so far, and I have not read all 21. I think I've only read up to like book 8 or 9. I literally love Kira, and I don't know how to pronounce his name. I'm gonna put it right here. First of all, I love how the main dude wanted her from the start. Like, are you kidding me? I love watching him chase her. I also love how, I'm sorry, it's so cringe to say this, badass the author made Kira, main girl. Ugh, I literally love them so much. The cutest couple ever. They have this thing in the Ice Planet, in this like universe, in this book series, where it's like fated mates type stuff. And they liked each other since before they even found out they were fated mates. So that was really cute. I really liked reading that because I feel like, it's like they like fell in love with each other and then they found out they were fated mates. Like, that's... Okay, and the 10th and final book that I read was Barbarian Mind by Ruby Dixon. Finished it on the same day, April 23rd, 2025. And I gave this one a 3 stars. I said, okay. And here's the rant. It was cute. I do love them as a couple, but the story gets a little bit boring, I'm not gonna lie. I understand why she was so defensive when they asked her if she was forced to stick by with him, but... Oh my god, what am I even... I understand why she's so defensive when they asked her if she was forced to stick by him, but also it's a fair question. Like, look at another couple, Liz and her man. He literally ran away with her and made her fall in love with him. Like I literally cried whenever he realized that the men were actually good people. This one is really good. I feel like... Again, I feel like I'd have to go into depth about the book for you to understand what the hell I'm even talking about, but I'm not gonna do that. Okay, back to That's Too Fucking Bad by Kate Olivia. The one where I was like, you're cheating on your man. number one, I hate stuff like that. I hate whenever it's typically always the main girl. I hate whenever the main girl already is in a relationship and then starts ducking around with the main dude. Like, girl, you are cheating. The only way that I accept this and I'm okay with this is if her man's is like shitty as fuck. Like, if her man's is cheating on her, then I'm like, okay, you know what, your boyfriend wasn't even good to you, so yeah, okay, go like step out on him, I don't care. But her boyfriend in this was so good to her, so good to her. Okay, well, I don't know about, like, maybe he wasn't like amazing to her, but I'm also like, he respected all of your boundaries. He never pushed you into anything more, if you know what I mean. He like took care of your mom for you. He was like so nice and sweet to you. Like, obviously I can tell that she probably wasn't in love with him as much as he was in love with her, but just because, like, okay, so you're not in love with him doesn't mean that you should go cheat on him. You should probably break up with him. Like, what? Just because your feelings weren't as strong for him anymore doesn't mean that you can cheat on him. And yeah, and then let's take it back to main dude. Why are you trying so hard for a girl that's in a relationship already? Like, let it go. Like, I'm so confused. Like, and then I think that main dude and main dude share like this. Sorry, did I say main dude and main dude? Main dude and main girl, they share like this like little cute heart to heart moment where she's like, okay, yeah, you're so right, I'm gonna break up with my boyfriend. And then one night he's like driving by her house, and then he sees her and her boyfriend standing outside his car, like outside of her house by his car, and she hugs him and kisses him, and then he drives off. So the main dude is like, okay, well, that didn't look like a breakup to me. And so now he's peed off. Okay, he's pissed off, he's, so then he follows the boyfriend, and then he like ends up bribing the boyfriend into breaking up with main girl. I think he like gives him like either like $200,000 or 300,000 something, like a lot of money. And then so then the boyfriend is like, okay, yeah, fuck it. So then he goes and he breaks up with main girl. But when he goes to break up with her, he's like, hey, like, I'm breaking up with you, and she gets so mad. Like, she's so heated, and she's like, why are you doing this to me? Why are you making this decision without me? We've been together for so long. Don't pee on me. Like, girl, are you stupid? Are you hearing yourself right now? Are you dumb? Oh, and before they even break up, I think she like tells the main dude to leave her alone, and then he eventually is like, okay, I'm gonna leave you alone. And then, because I think, oh fuck, I don't even remember. I don't remember if this is after her man broke up with her or if this is before the breakup happened. But somewhere, I feel like it was before the breakup happened, though. I feel like it was before the breakup happened. Let me go look. Okay, I got it. It was before her boyfriend broke up with her. So before her boyfriend broke up with her, she went to a party and went to tell him, like, I'm only here to make sure that you know that we're friends. And because I think, like, I don't know what happened, but she's like, we're only friends. And then he's like, do you feel anything for me at all? And she's like, we're just friends. And then he says, okay, if you walk away from this party tonight, I won't come after you again. Like, just leave. You want me to leave you alone? Then I will. Just walk away. And she says, okay, I'm leaving. Turns, leaves, doesn't look back, leaves. She leaves. He says, if you want me to leave you alone, leave. She says, I want you to leave me alone. Leaves. And then she gets home. She sees a freaking, like, picture that her friend posted. Oh my god, don't even get me started on her friend. Whore. Ooh. Sorry. And sees a picture of him with another girl, and she's like, oh, how dare he? How dare he go and, like, hang out with another girl? You have a boyfriend. And this guy, main dude, he told you, if you want me to leave you alone, I will. Just walk away. What the fuck did you do? You walked away. Of course, she's texting him, screw you. Like, oh my god. oh my god. And then she was like, you can't treat me like this. You have a boyfriend. At least have the decency to break up with your boyfriend and then you can crash out like this. Like, are you... Okay, yeah. Her boyfriend breaks up with her. She's freaking out on him and he's like, shut the fuck up. Like, come on. And she's like, oh my god, I can't believe he broke up with me. Now, what gets me is that main dude, after the boyfriend breaks up with her, becomes her ex-boyfriend, main dude starts ignoring her. You went through all this trouble for what? For what? He starts ignoring her, and so it makes her go to him and be like, why the hell are you ignoring me? And then he's just like, I just felt like a side piece when you said you would break up with your boyfriend and then I saw you kissing him by his car. I felt like I was a side piece. Because that's what you are. Because that's what you are. You knew that she had a boyfriend and you still try to fuck with her. Like, both of you guys, you guys both need to get some help. You guys both need to get some help. And then her friend, who's definitely not her friend, my gosh, during this whole time, whenever he's like pulling away from her, then her friend, who is seeing main dude's friend, starts pulling away from main girl. And so now main girl's in this little bubble on her own, being like, oh my god, what's going on? Like, why is main dude pulling away from me? Why is my friend pulling away from me? Oh my god, I think I'm gonna shoot somebody in the freaking... And then obviously once her and main dude make up again, then the friend starts coming around again. Like, that's not your freaking friend. That's not your friend. And then they have another big falling out where the second part comes in, because then main dude's dad is like, I'm gonna mess with main girl's whole life if you don't stop seeing her. So of course he stops seeing her. Of course main girl's depressed again. I think her friend is like at a party or something and is like, hey, you should come. So she goes to the party, runs into main dude. They reconcile. Everything's okay. No, it's not. That's whenever his dad starts messing up main girl's life and fires the mom. The mom loses their job. Main girl's already broke. Like, her family's poor. It's just her and her mom, but they're poor. And then one day, that's whenever her ex-boyfriend comes back and is like, hey, like, I just wanted to let you know that I heard everything that's going on. Hope you're doing okay. And I wanted to let you know that I took money from main dude, and that's why we broke up, was because I took money from him and in exchange for me breaking up with you. But I want to give you the rest of the money that I didn't spend, which I think was still like $100,000 at least. And main girl, now this is pretty justified, I will say, but obviously she like starts freaking out again and being like, so you broke up with me for money, like blah 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 blah. And like, obviously, like, I don't want to invalidate her feelings here. Like, of course I would feel like very weird too if my ex-boyfriend broke up with me because my current boyfriend bribed him with money. Like, that would be weird too. But let's there's no sympathy here, because I'm like, you were cheating on him and you weren't ever gonna break up with him. Like, I feel like he knew obviously that you were cheating on him with main dude, because why would this random dude that you claim to be your friend, main dude, she said that main dude was his friend, was her friend, why would this random dude come up to him and be like, hey, break up with main girl? Like, if someone does to me, I'd be like, oh, so she's cheating on me. Okay, well, give me that money then, because at least I get something out of this fucking situation. And then obviously she blows up on main dude. They, again, stop talking. And then that's whenever her friend comes back and is like, hey, you should come to my going away party. And main girl's like, oh, I don't want to go because, you know, I know that main dude's gonna be there and I don't want to see him. And her friend was like, you should just come because you're my friend. First of all, no, you're not. Do you even hang out with this girl outside of you guys sharing a dorm that this girl no longer even stays at? Like, are you guys even friends? I'm just gonna read from the freaking thing because it's peeing me off. It's literally peeing on me, you know? Her friend says, there's a party Friday, a little send-off, you should come. Main girl says, I can't. Her friend says, why not? And main girl says, you know why? And her friend goes, Remy, this isn't about Zayn. It's my party. And then this is whenever main girl says, you're all the same. And then she says, and her friend says, what the hell does that mean? And then main girl says, you, main dude, his friend, you're all tied together. If I go, he'll be there. And I can't. And then her friend cuts her off and says, for God's sakes, main girl, get over yourself. You heard me. I never treated you differently, Remy. Oh, that's main girl's name. Not once. So why the hell would you cut me off just because of him? Okay. How about this? Whenever they had their first falling out, you stopped talking to her. Are you fucking dumb? How about this? Whenever they had their first falling out, you ignored her when she, like, came to you for advice, for help, for comfort. You ignored her. And then the only reason that you came back and apologized to her, well, maybe not the only reason, I don't know what's going on in this girl's head, was because her and main dude got on good terms again. And then that's whenever you decided to come back and be like, I'm so sorry that I treated you like that. The fuck? Like, I understand that there has to be a little shove here to make main girl and main dude, you know, make up again, meet somewhere, make up again, whatever. But, like, still, I don't think this is the push that I wanted. Like, what the fuck? Even reading it back now, I'm, like, getting mad. And then she continues, you're so damn close-minded. You've never even tried to see how much main dude's changed. He was cut off, main girl. His dad found out about you and kicked him out to the curb. You think he's living some charmed life right now? He's working part-time at a garage uptown, busting his ass to get by. He had a choice, and he chose you. He gave up everything because he loved you, so yeah. Oh. And yeah, he's fucked up a lot, but he's trying. He's trying for you. Here's the address. Friday, 8 p.m. I hope you come because I won't be seeing you otherwise. The fuck? Okay, let's dissect this. He was cut off. That's not my fault. Okay, maybe it's a little bit of my fault. Maybe it's a little bit my fault. Maybe it's a little bit. But I just hate that her friend is talking to her like this because, bitch, you treated her like ass too. Like you're over here being like, I would never treat you like that. I've never treated you differently. Shut the fuck up. Like, how does this girl not have any real friends? Like, where are your actual friends? How do you have... Okay, I can't speak too much on that because I don't have any either. But, like, why couldn't the author give her, like, an actual friend that wasn't always on main dude's side? Like, obviously, if this girl is already main dude's friend, all of her thoughts, all of her feelings are going to be geared towards main dude's well-being, not geared towards main girl. Besides all this, though, besides the cheating and her friend being a bitch, it was okay. It was a good book, I guess. Like, it was cute. They had like their little cutie moments and whatnot. But besides that, yeah, no, I hated this book. I'm not gonna lie. Every single chapter, I was like this. Okay, I'm not putting that in. Every single chapter, I was pulling my hair out. I was punching myself in the face because I wanted to drop this book so bad. Like, I don't, honestly, I don't even know what kept me going. I'm not even gonna lie. But anyways, that's the end of the video. I'm so sorry that I was just ranting about this one book the whole time. Like, you guys should go read it, honestly, and let me know if I'm crazy. Like, am I crazy? Am I the problem? I'm probably the problem. I just hate whenever there's cheating involved. Cheating, period. I'm like, oh my. That's how I look like whenever, yeah. Yeah, I hate cheating, and I hated that book. I'm not gonna lie. But also, I kind of liked it. Like, it was kind of cutesy. Like, there were some cute scenes. There were some cute scenes. Yeah, okay. Okay, bye.